Yeah, so I'm Paul Dallaghan, founder of Samahita Retreat. My interest, I suppose, professional activity, all of that, it lies deep in the teaching of yoga, meditative practices, and especially on the breath, breath practices, the whole tradition of the breath, understanding the breath, how it works in our lives, but also as its own like spiritual practice technique. And for that, I suppose I've gone deep in on the yogic path, the meditative path. For the last 25 years, a lot of living, studying in India as well for part of that time, especially here in Thailand. And some of that would be off in different monasteries here in Thailand, but they were like excellent places to train and practice. And all of that was sort of brought and part of internally developing and brought into these yogic practices and teaching, which is basically what will happen here at Samahita. But along with that, especially in the last 10 years, I got also very involved in what you might call the kind of Western approach, the academic, scientific assessment of things, and just now wrapping up my long road of PhD study in biological anthropology, where I've taken basically the yogic practices, the meditative techniques, and particularly breath practices, put them into a protocol. And we look at the effects of breath practices, body practice as a combination on stress and health. But then the personal interest is in who we are as human beings, how this shifts and changes us, call that spiritual unfolding, etc. So I hope, and I try to anyway, balance these worlds across teaching, across inner practice, across study. And with that, contributing more to sort of write and actively help. That's where the actual practices come in, and really that's the sort of spirit behind Samahita, which was part of the initial interest almost 20 years ago to set this up as where could there be a place that understands and can offer and give the integrity and quality of these practices, with the support. The support in the space, support from people, because we've got a great team here as well, right? And even simple things like the food that's around that, the quality of the air, the space you're in. So that's sort of been a mixed journey for 25 years through teaching, place founding, further study, and now in middle of 2020, as this is recorded, it's sort of on a cusp to shift, whereby the academic results, the empirical results, of this research comes out, more writing, etc. And I suppose to wrap this up, my role being to be able to take these original practices, understand them, and be able to translate them in a sense to our lives today. And yeah, it doesn't all need scientific terminology, but if you're going to write and publish and research on it, you need that. But it's to say it in clear, simple terms as well, so that it helps us in all the stresses and anxieties we're dealing with, and ideally how to adapt, use, embrace the elements of these traditions, inner practices, body practices, breath practices, to uplift your life, others' lives, and that's what I do for my own life. So anyway, nice to meet you.